of. Then finally, I want to say something that every tool is important in our everyday life. And a typical one is, who once thought that our lives would be dependent on nose masks and hand sanitizers? Obviously, nobody believed that. If somebody, a prophet or an imam saw me and said, young man, I want to bet my entire property or assets, and you just bring one CD, and I want to tell you that one day, nose mask will be very important. Honestly, I would have even added my entire life to it because I never expected it, but who knows? Some few months or years, a year back, we realized what happened. It became a gold that we were all looking for. And yeah, so basically, whatever thing you have, every tool, every asset, every skill you have is equally as important as the one you see that people are making huge sums or huge figures out of. So your ability to even sit for long is a skill. Your ability to talk is a skill. But the thing is that till you know how to use it, that is where the figures start to drop in. So I had another idea that most of us have iron rods in our hands, yet it's rusting and corroding, while others are making cutlery, knives and cutlasses, axe, guns, and swords and shields. Others have left theirs in the rain for it to rust and fade away. The iron rods are your skills. The output is our use of it. So a typical example is what I just narrated over there. Like a rod in your hand, some will choose to make cutlery out of it. The other will choose to make knives. The other will choose to make cutlass, an axe, a gun, a saw. Some will make a sword to fight. Some will make a shield in conjunction with a sword to fight. Others will also throw it away that after what is this? What people are getting wood to build make chairs and this furniture and stuff. You just gave me a piece of rod. What should I use it for? So they'll dish it, they'll throw it away. So happens to our skills. Some believe that their skill is not relevant. Typical example is somebody who thinks that talking too much is a crime. Okay. Or somebody who thinks that, oh, the one singing is way better than the one playing the drums, or the one playing the drums is way better than the one arranging chairs, or the one arranging chairs is way better than the graphic designer, or the graphic designer is way better than the one who repairs the computer. So once you start to downplay, you start to fall into this short assumption. Yeah, yeah. Hello. Sorry. Sorry. So yes. So at the end of the day, every skill you have is very important. So at the end, I have something here that understanding and knowing what you possess sets you apart from a lot of people, including your former self. Money follows such persons. So that is what I realize, that if you look at these great men that we admire, apart from the ones that we don't know their source of income or their source of wealth or source of assets, those that we know, we admire, we realize that they thought differently, or they started to think differently, and they started knowing what they possess, and that is what set them apart. You know, when you don't know something yourself, you are ignorant, you have a certain level you are. But once you understand what you possess, you migrate your own self from a different stage to another stage, a stage of uncomfortability, a stage of curiosity, a stage of a lot of things coming, a lot of thoughts, a lot of things happen. That self of you, that moment, is more valuable than your former self who was ignorant. So at the end of the day, such people are those that money just looks for them. It's not them that they look for money. Money looks for such people. So as I'm going on, if there's any question, you can just hit me up. I don't know how we want to go about it. If you also want me to finish before, you can also jot it down. So thank you. I think I'm done. Or no. So yeah, that is just the first part. So those who just wanted to know, just have a summary. I have done that, so you can leave us. I'm just kidding. So technology and its importance. So technology is currently syncing our traditional ways of executing tasks, planning them, and even depicts our lifestyle as we interact with it. So right now we are all happy iPhone 17 and what is coming. Sorry if it's not out. Maybe I'm a bit into the future. So iPhone 17 is out and we are all happy. We want to get one. Why are we so happy? Why? This is a rhetorical question, so we can answer it ourselves. You know, some are looking for the flex that it comes with, the enjoyment it comes with. Like you have a certain standard. You know, I remember I saw a certain video of some ladies and they were saying that their gang is called iPhone only. So it means that if you don't have iPhone, you can't. I don't know whether it's for the guys coming to them or the ladies coming to join the gang. I couldn't verify that one. But then they said that iPhone only. That's the gang name. And truly, all of them were using iPhone. So, iPhone technology, how is it related? You know that this device is made in such a way that we can take most accurate, precise, enhanced images of ourselves, which most of us love. Okay. That iPhone taste, that iPhone feel of our images. That's what most of us are interested. And yeah, that's one of the importance. We're able to capture memories which depicts that shows how they are direct without any messing up or stuff. So yeah, so say I have something like imagine a website being able to show you content that you mostly request so that you request for so that you don't spend time going through the entire website. A typical example is YouTube. Those of sorry, so if you search things that are related to football, you tend to see more football content. If you tend to search for music videos, you tend to see more music videos being popping up on your page once you load it. If you are into something else, so this is how technology it's now trying to suit or align itself with our lifestyle. Then it paints it like a mirror on the wall for us to see who we really are. So if you pay attention to it, you realize, okay, so for a while I've been searching how to cook food. So now more like you're becoming a foodie in quotes. Not don't mind that one. Maybe you're becoming a foodie or you're now becoming a caterer. You're looking to switch profession. So it tries to let you know where you are going and who you are becoming. So if you're somebody who likes dancing, yeah, it will be showing you a lot of dance music that involve dancing, videos that involve dancing, so that you know what to do as you see the videos. So one thing that I want to say that it's been able to depict our lives. One thing that I want to say is that technology is like hot iron pulled out of furnace and given to you to mold. Whatever you mold is in your hands. But no, you can only do that when it's hot. It's also like fire, a good servant, but a bad master. What you do with it determines the position you want it to assume in your life and career. So these two analogies basically are just trying to let us understand that technology has a lot of advantages. And as we are going forward, you'll be seeing them. And also, as it has advantages, it equally has disadvantages. And all of these come together to make it balanced because there's nothing like 100% perfect. Even human beings, we are not perfect. So that is, and these things are all made by we man. So it means the limit of our knowledge causes the limit of it, but its extensiveness is way beyond human understanding. So tools to help us, that's tools to help you. We have YouTube, which is a typical example of online video sharing platforms. So online video sharing platforms, these are platforms you can share videos of what you do or what you are into or what you want to learn or what you want to add to your life. So YouTube is one of the giants when it comes to these video sharing platforms. So they have multiple ones which I'm not really aware of, but the popular one I know is YouTube. So with YouTube, you can do a lot of crazy stuff. You can just request for crazy things that you won't believe it exists, but people are really requesting for them. Yes. So and another one is Udemy. So it's an online learning platform. So tools that can help you. Those in parentheses are those that are then like more like the category, and the example is what is out. So we have online learning platforms, which one of them, the key most popular one is Udemy. So online learning platforms allow you to learn more like you are going for an e-university or e-secondary school or e-junior high. You can learn literally anything you want to learn. So coming from sewing straight to business world where you learn project management down to academics, we can learn linear algebra through to computing where you can learn about software development through to science and videography and a whole lot, all the areas you can think of. These online which is recognized by higher institutions. So that is another area that can help you. Another tool that's technology aid you in your work and your life and your career. The other part is online test correction and analysis platform. So somebody might say that a lot of platforms. That's why I captured it there. There are a lot of tools, but these are the major ones I realize students, young ones, we rely on a lot to make our lives. You mean you are into writing? You are a poet, an author, or maybe a blogger, and you want a your document or your test or your blog, you have to pay them. But now there are tools that do all these things for you. That make your work easier. You just upload it to them. They just look at it. They upload it to these algorithms. They run through. They see what is happening, and they just let you know. Okay, correct this grammatical error, this syntax, this and the knowledge behind this. The language is too vague. You get this whole understanding of what you have written, your piece of work. Then you can make these corrections. So I have Killbots as an example of such tool. And I think one that's it helped me myself whilst I was writing my thesis. It really did a lot of great work for me. So yes, that's one of them. And one of them is the most booming aspect of technology that is we're taking the entire world by storm is AI. And currently, one was released that is ChatGPT 3 as a product from OpenAI. And those of us who have been a bit inquisitive, we know that this was done by Elon Musk. And this AI is a serious, very, very dangerous, in quotes, AI companion. So I just wrote something down there like, imagine having an AI companion that is way smarter than you and always there for you. No strings attached, okay? You're not emotional and financial. Please, it can't steal money for you. It can't get a girlfriend for you. But then it can help you in whatever you want to do. So I think maybe at the end of the whole stuff, at the end of the whole um, presentation, we will take a sneak peek of it and see how it works. So that maybe who knows, the next time you are going to do something, you can let it help you to get it done as early as possible. So yeah, these are some of the tools that can help you monetize you develop and monetize your skill set. So with that, we can go to big men in the space. So these are some men that we have heard of them, and we know we some of us admire them not because of what they have done, but because of how why they have reached. You know, some people really like Elon Musk, but if you ask them he has done. They don't even know that he is the CEO of Tesla. They don't know. But they said they want to be rich as Elon Musk. They want to be rich like Bill Gates. Yes. I remember most kids will be like, I want to be like Bill Gates. But if you ask who is Bill Gates, they say that the man is rich. So what does he do? A question mark is there. So these are some of the big men whom we can look. They are in the space, the tech space, and they are leveraging on their skills to make money. So you realize these men are not really after the money. They are expanding their skill sets. They are utilizing their skill sets, and these skill sets is what is gaining them money. A typical example is Mark Zuckerberg. I would like to talk a little about this guy because he was a student, a university student, who thought of building a simple chat platform that will allow him to talk to his group members. That's how I think it started. And later he realized, nah, I can do something with it. He realized most of his colleagues were enrolling on it. It wasn't just his group members, it's now started to be the entire institution. He realized that he can make it a social media, a platform that many people can communicate. Because of that, he dropped out of school and he focused and gave it much attention. And look where we are now with Facebook, with a lot of money being lost. Yes, still, the guy is not broke. The idea, just a minute conception of an idea, which has just taken all over the world, now having a lot of implementations and utilizations of man coming up. So that is how the whole thing. When you talk about developing and your skill set, is this why you should really pay attention to it. So what to do now? We have talked about how to develop your skills. How do you now monetize it? Before you can monetize it, your skill has to get to a certain degree. And before you get to a certain degree, you have to have some how do I put it? I should put it. Let me put it this way: you have to have some guidelines that will make it easier for you to get to that place. The first one is set realistic goals. Okay, so somebody saying that in the next 1 year, in the next 6 months, I would like to know how to write professional letters. Such goal is it looks very small, but it's easy to achieve, which is realistic. Unlike the next person who say that the next 6 months, I want to be the sole writer that the whole UN will employ. It looks kind of achievable, but it's very difficult. And without achieving such goal, you easily fall into depression, which a lot of young ones like us we fall into, because some of us set age limits that, oh, by age 20, age 25, I have to have a car, probably have a house that I'm building. When we were kids, we were like, at age 21 I'll be completing university, age 22 I'll become a professional doctor, age 23 I'll marry, age 25 I'll have my car, have my house, age 30 I have my kids, age 35 enjoyment all the way. But as you are getting close to these timelines, these points you set in your line of life, you realize that you're not achieving them. You start to fall under depression. So you see a young one having now looking for drugs to cure BP, high blood pressure, um, resorting to all kinds of means to make a living or reach that target is set. Just like cocaine is now addicted to being successful. Being addicted is not a problem, but where you channel your addiction to quench that desire, that pleasure, becomes the problem. So first, set realistic goals, and these goals will make it easier for you. So I quite remember in my beginning as a software developer, trying to learn how to build applications for people. What I did was that even if I fix an error in my code, I just rejoice, I make noise, I dance with the idea that I've made something, I've done something. If I'm able to build just a home page, I'm happy. I'm so glad in myself. I give myself a reward. any form of a reward, either by dancing, by making noise, by shouting, by taking a break, anything, getting sobolo, which is kind of my favorite drink. Yes, so that was how I was doing it, and these goals made it easier. So when somebody sees me and say that, okay, so you said you have been coding, what have you been able to do? I have a list and tons of achievements that I can mention. Whether if you see it to be small or big, I don't care. At the end of the day, I set a goal for myself, and I was able to achieve it. First thing that you always have to think about when it comes to your career, your life, your skills, you have to be it has to be always it always begins with the pronoun I. If the I part of the whole idea is not settled, please, you have to revise it. So the I principle basically means that, imagine you are building we are going to pitch an idea. Are you okay with the idea yourself? What are the milestones for the idea? So it's like, I want to reach here by 6 months. I have to get to this place. What do you define as your profit or reward? What is your loss or punishment? You have to define it, not letting others to define them for you. So that is one of them. Then also get a coach or a mentor. So this is one thing we always try to ignore, which kind of deal with us in the long run. The idea is getting a coach or a mentor in the area that you are trying to pursue your skills, or you are trying to build your life around, or your career. It makes it easier not to avoid some pitfalls or shortcomings that if it's cooking, some cook that delicacy before. Although it might look unique to you, you think nobody has done it, just type it and search it on Google. Somebody has done and even won an award on it. So you have to get somebody who is in your area, who have a clear and distinct records and achievements, that not only you will not learn from the good part of him, you can also learn from the bad encounters, because mostly we like to hail people for the good stuff they have done, but not majority of us will not like to know much about the shortcomings, right? Because we think the person is just so perfect, 100% short, everything works well. But actually, if you go to the field of business, most men will tell you it's not like that. Businessmen and women will tell you that that's not how it is. The gold, the shining days you are seeing that you are so happy of, has some doom and gloom days that the people are not meant to see. They have not made it visible to them. So getting a coach helps you to know all these. And with this, just not only that it shapes you for you to know what you have to do, it makes it easier for you also to know how to make your moves. From there, we have to look at discipline. Discipline. This is one thing that cuts across every sphere of life, regardless of your origin, where you want to go, what you want to do. Discipline is something that you can never ignore out of your life. If you want to do something, just do it. If you won't do it, don't do it. If if you think it's a waste of time, stop it. That is discipline. If you have to be there, so if it happens that you want to be a farmer and you feel like going to farm in the rainy season is not for you, please, you are not a farmer. Stop. Just stop it. If you think that you want to be a developer and you see that 12 o'clock midnight sleep is nice, please don't. It's not that you have to work at night, but the work will demand for it. So if you can't avail yourself, do it. Can't you? Don't. That's how basically I'll just interpret the discipline. So just be disciplined, know what to do at what time, and set them up so that when procrastination is a thief of time. Procrastination, I add, is a thief of time and a thief of discipline, and it just increases your indiscipline. So what to do to make your skills, to be able to develop your skills, yeah, is to enjoy the little success, as I mentioned earlier, in line with the realistic goals. You have to enjoy the little success that come your way. So you're a trader. For the first time you went to market and somebody bought 2 CDs worth of your has been and let's kills unnecessary competition, kills unnecessary thinking, probably overthinking or underthinking. It keeps you on a balanced scale and it pushes you to sharpen your edge. Unlike thinking of why is that this person is selling this and that, probably you are not in the same season. So you have to enjoy the little success that comes your way as you are sharpening and you are developing your skills. So, and the other thing is that it's a mixture of honey and bitter leaves. Embrace both. So, sharpening your skills will not come sweet all the time. Learning to monetize your skills will not be a rosy journey for you all the time. Quite remember from my days in level 100 to 200, I wasn't really getting a client, but I've been meeting colleagues and I've been talking to them. Being a developer, the opportunities it presents, ability to work from places, ability to make money within a short possible time just by doing what you enjoy. But for 2 years, I wasn't getting anything. I was just helping colleagues or do help my project. I would just do that and I'll end it there. But the thing was that that time, pressure came in. I won't lie to you. I'm not an iron-hearted guy. I'm also a human being. My heart is flesh, pumps blood, and sometimes it weeps, just as we all get broken hearts, except those guys who have sold their hearts. Big ups to them. So that's what happens. At those times it was really painful. You see other colleagues making it. They will come and post. They will chat to you. Oh, Charlie, I'm having this client and stuff, but you will be there and nothing is happening. But when it also got to my time, I also enjoyed and I have to even push some projects to some colleagues to be like, Charlie, my hands are full. Take this one and work on it. And they're like, Charlie, for the past 6 months, a year, I've not gotten anything. So thank you. So that is how it is. It's a mixture of honey and bitter leaves. Embrace both. You have to just embrace the two. One is honey time for you, enjoy. When it's bitter leaves, kindly close your eyes, shut your ears, and swallow them. That is how it is. The next thing, learn. Skills never get sharpened, just like it's not like knives. That we get to a certain point, your knife is as sharp as possible. It will shock you that something will come up and it will make your knife blunt. So you have to be learning, learn, unlearn, relearn. That is the root of somebody who wants to earn from a skill set. You learn, unlearn, relearn. And realize I've repeated it 3 times just to emphasize that there is no shortcuts. You have to learn. That is it. You have to learn. Learn from those who are making it. Learn from those who are yet to make it. Learn from those who are at your level. Learn from those that are below you. Learn from everybody. Just learn from everybody. Just learn from everybody. Okay, so from there, now you have come to monetizing your skill sets. You have now gone through developing our skill sets. Now, how do you monetize? First is you have to build a professional version of you. It's a key thing. Okay. So from SHS, some of us have some weird Mihubidanic names that you have never seen anywhere, that our parents will never know that it is us if they refer to us with those names. So first thing is your name. Avoid weird and gangster-like names on professional platforms. So something like this, please, I copied it, so nobody should just ask me how to mention, but I know this is that, and this one I don't know. I don't know, is it boy or boy? I don't know. So maybe that boy, them, then sugar. Okay, so that boy, then sugar. Yes. So imagine talking to a potential investor, and the person should go and check your profile on any social media and goes to see such name. It's very 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 it's very very appalling. It speaks unprofessional version of you to them, and they will take you not serious. So that is one thing. Avoid weird and gangster names. Use your birth name, even if it's 500 letters. Just use them. Know that they once you can be approached with such names, that's fine. Also, if you don't have a post that encourages you to become better, you please don't post. Okay, so that is one thing that sets us apart. Those who are into business world and those who are into. I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun, okay, but what I realized was that you have to everything should be done in a moderate level. So if it's fun, yes, we all have fun. There are times we post things, but it should be moderate. Not that you should do something you should be keeping repeatedly for over a month. You have not posted anything about a product that you are working on or about a skill you are having about, but you are posting about like when funny skits all the time. The day comes and you are to speak to some people. You know, your first board of directors will be your friends and strangers who have been having chats with you or they have been monetizing your walls. They'll be like, this guy you have been looking at is no, he's not serious. So always try to keep everything in moderate. But if you think moderacy will be an issue, just stop it. If you think you can do that, just stop it. And proper images on your profile. Proper images. I know, yes, we have beautiful bodies, we have 8 o'clock shapes, you are well built, but please, for you people to see you as a potential entrepreneur with or with a person with a necessary skill that they demand, you have to have your images that are displaying on your profiles on your social media on point. It should be on point. It should be professional as possible. Please, professional here is not about suits, okay? But a well dressed, decent looking, perfect. That's fine. Yes. So that's one. And avoid use of slangs and shortcut words when chatting people. Here, the people supposed to be investors or your colleagues. You know, being professional is a lifestyle. Okay, we have these people in our schools that we know that these people they like dressing official too much. It's a lifestyle. So I think I realized this when one of my English teachers was marking WASI script. That was when we were in secondary school. He was marking a WASI script, and the lady's handwriting is very nice, very 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 nice. But the essay part, the lady was just you see that with DAT. This is DIS, it is, and it is IX. So he was just circling them, but reading the story, it was just perfect. Everything was on point, but the writing was so bad because he or she has gotten used to reading, probably writing this to his friends, and they feel like it's normal. So you have to also limit that and stop. Just stop it. If they call you book long or whatever they want, any title they will give you, embrace that. It's better to be called that way than to one day miss a great opportunity because of these shortcuts and slangs. So connect to people in your dream and or your dream or career path. That is people that's supposed to be in your circle or people that you're supposed to be moving with should be people that are in your career path. They are in line with your idea or lifestyle that you want to present. I mean, in your career-wise lifestyle. So somebody who wants aspires to be a plumber, taking a lawyer as your role model is kind of offside. I don't know if to you is fine. It's like me aspiring to be a developer and picking a pastor as my role model. Maybe for other things, maybe spiritual related matters. But for my career sake, such person cannot really help. Because when I tell him that I'm having a bug in line 43 in my code, he'll tell me that go and read a scripture or go and fast and pray, which we all know that our systems we developers we don't really relate the Bible with code like that unless we are building something that relates with that. So yes, that is basically that. So pick people that supposed you are supposed to connect to. Should majority of them should be in your dream or your career path, so that it makes it easier for you to relate with them, and let your circle be balanced circle. Being now is not just about having great men. So, like I mentioned, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, are your way up in your dream field. You need such people together in your circle. So, for instance, I admire somebody who is already making it. Let's say Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg is my role model. But Mark Zuckerberg is not somebody I've had a chat with before. I have my colleagues who are also starting up. We can also share the same common ground because Mark Zuckerberg dropped out of school. That was his reality then. Right now, if I drop out of school, it's those who are also working their way out is because of matters that are happening in the current time. That's reality at that moment. Because imagine having somebody who made it in the 80s or the 70s. That person can tell you, in my time, before I can farm in the rainy season, the dry season, I had to go to the dam to go and fetch water and come. But you are now practicing irrigation farming. So what you see that there's nothing like proper experience doesn't come with you know that water is important. That is the base knowledge he wants to pass to you. But then at that moment, the reality on your grounds could be that you are having some infection that is going on that you don't have an idea about. But then relating with your fellow farmer who is at your same level, both of you are striving to make it. The person can tell you, oh, okay, so when I got infected with this particular disease or this virus or this pest, this is what I used. At that moment, you are getting an experience or more like getting some heads up from somebody who is not yet experienced. The person is now making it. Okay. So that is what I mean by let your circle be a balanced circle. So after building it, your professional version of you, that you have to also advertise your professional self. Over Medium, Twitter, and the likes. So you have to make sure that you are at least on two or three of these. Especially my preferred ones are Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Okay. And this is one beautiful thing I would like to share with us. That's one thing, advertising your professional self. So my first project I got outside Ghana was from LinkedIn. I I I I saw an advertisement, I applied, and they will check your wall and see what you are made of. Then they will now invite you for an interview. And it was wonderful. I got the chance to go through, and there it was. I also had the chance to also do my work and at least earn some coins for myself. So that is one thing. Use social media. You can reach more than you can imagine. And also, sorry, identify forums that discussions are held about your area of interest. So if you are somebody who is into music, you should be looking into more of music forums where they are talking about latest trends in music style, the genre that is currently trending, so that you will not go and sing a cappella whilst maybe Afro pop is trending. Maybe you can now look into that. I don't know much about music, especially when it comes to their genres. But let's say, yeah, reggae. Reggae is the current is the latest hot kick in town, and you are doing maybe high life. You will be out of trend. Though you'll be there, you are expressing your skills, but you'll be out of trend. So identifying forums that are currently they are focusing on your interest makes it easy for you to know and stay up to date. Okay. And two, contribute to issues around your field of interest or area of interest. So once you find these discussions, don't hesitate to share yours. Share solutions, share your ideas. If there's a conversation going on, there's a discussion going on, give inputs. At that moment, what you are doing is you are sharpening the knowledge you have, and you're also building connections because somebody might reach you privately to know more, or somebody might wish to know more, or even get to work with you. So that's one thing. Also, offer services sometimes for free. Okay, so realize I've highlighted the sometimes because there are some works you can't do it for free. So when you come to our field like development, software development and stuff, you can do some works for free. Our graphic designers, I know when they were starting, our guy here, Big Joe, Joseph was, I believe he did free flyers for a while. You can do that if your the cost going into your work is not as high. You can endure it. I won't say that it's not high because maybe to my work it's high, but to your work is not high. And definition of high here is relative. 1,000 cities can be high for me. 1,000 cities can be high, can be chicken chains for somebody. So you have to make sure that the work you do, if you can do it for free for some time, do it. One, you are building recognition among people, and two, you are also sharpening your skills because as you are doing it out, people will come and complain. Oh, this one wasn't nice. This one was bad. This one was that. Then you'll be doing it. Then you'll be upgrading yourself along or freemium. So offer your services sometimes for free or for start or freemium. That is freemium here is just a combination of free and premium. So those of us who are using some apps on our phone, you realize that when you are downloading the app, it's free. You can use it for some time, but they will add some functionality you really wish you want to use. You need it. You need it to do your work. And they'll tell you, oh, every week is 40 CDs. Every week, every month is 100 CDs. Every day is that. So that is the idea. They run a free part of the app for you to use to entice you. They now add the bill to it. So with that, it makes it easy for you to also get something. At least you won't go scot free like that. So you have to identify the area that you are interested in, and you get into that. Okay, so realities that you face. This is we have talked about the beauty of the whole thing. Now let's talk about the beast part of leveraging on leveling up your skills. The reality issues. These are matters on the ground, so you face them. First one is internal issues. That's imposter syndrome. Imposter, when you say somebody is an imposter, it means you're acting to be somebody that you are not. So we're talking about imposter syndrome is you yourself, you are feeling that you're not the person you are. So let's say you are seeing you have kept on your profile digital marketer or maybe a cabbage farmer, but then you later feel like, am I really a cabbage farmer? You start questioning your identity. That is what we mean by imposter syndrome, and it's easy for you to get into that, especially when you start and you are going a bit deeper and you are seeing that people have done great things in your area. That is one thing you can also have. And depression comes, especially when things are not going the way you want. Just like I said, when I started up, first 2 years I was not getting clients, so just working on people's projects, and probably you might not be getting what you want. It's just some small stuff. You won't even get anything. And sometimes even God bless you becomes a problem for some of them to say. So that is one of them. Loss of focus. When it happens that you are focusing on something, a particular skill you want to develop, you realize that if you are somebody who is multi-talented, you have multiple skills under your belt, others will be craving for your attention. And if you don't take care, you lose focus. You will be just stranded. And that kind of being stranded is you don't know which one to go to. So you remain idle. You stand in the middle and they'll all be dancing around you. So that's one thing you can also suffer from. And loneliness. Okay. Especially if you pick up a skill and you don't have anybody to look up to. In your area, you don't have anybody to talk to. Let's say in the whole community you are in, you are the only person who is doing crocheting, who is into maybe cake making or pastries. You have issues because you feel like nobody is there who understands you, nobody is there who can help you. And the external issues, time is up, so let me just hit it up like that. External issues, broken friendships. Once you start working on some things, and dedication is there, focus is there, some friends think you don't have time for them and they start to tear away from you. And sometimes it hurts knowing that this person you have built some kind of friendship more than 2, 3, 4 years, and the person just go because you don't have time for the person. Financial crisis. some of these skills that you build will demand that you invest money. So imagine investing for the first 2, 3 years, you're not seeing any profit. Financial crisis comes in, you will now start to look for money, you'll be broke for some time. Broken relationships, yes. There are times even your relationships can be on the line. Yes, imagine you are to be a seamstress, and you have gotten this place where a lot of customers are coming in. You have to work sometimes throughout to the night. Your phone is not even with you. You barely speak on your phone, and you have a boyfriend who demands 24/7 conversation, or you have a girlfriend who wants 18 hours talk time every day. Probably the person will have issues with you. So that is one thing. Rejection. Rejection can come from any angle, your friends, your family members, all because you are chasing your skills or you are leveling up your skills. And sometimes tax and insults. There are times you can be even insulted, especially if you are in a group of friends where a group of people where you think that you can't do it, or you want to, at the end, all of you have some level that you have to reach, and they see that you are trying to break through that level. They think that you want to be too no, and sometimes they even insult you in the long run. So these are some of the realities you'll be facing, and I won't lie to you, it will come if you really, really want to level up your skills and monetize them. These are some areas that you'll be facing. So with that, but all this, there's one thing at the end that I'll like to say. Amidst all this time you will spend to level up your skills, going through all the ideas and things that I've shared here, there's one thing. These insults, these tasks, these external issues, internal issues. There's one thing you always have to have at the back of your mind. A great person without history has no implication. Okay. If you make it in life and there's no history, there's no background behind your success, what does your success stand for? Because there are some people who were born with silver spoon in their mouth. When such person comes and say that I am rich, you will be rich. Why are you saying I'll be rich? On which basis are you saying I'll be rich? But if somebody comes, my mom was not there, my mom was not having money, I have to sell pampers before I could even buy sobolo for myself, or I could even feed my kid brothers to go to school or make them. Such person comes and speak. It gives you that, it heightens your hope, and it heightens your ability that, oh, one day, me too. If this person sold kelewole and now built a house, then me selling charcoal one day, me too, my child will wear white uniform. So that is basically that. So as you are going through your journey, don't relent. Just continuously be strong, be hard, be tough, open to changes, and at the end of the day, the success that we are always been craving for will not be with us. It will be chasing us, and we'll be running away, because the impact we have on this world will be more than what we expected, and it will be more fulfilling than just the money. So that is what I want us to understand. It's not every time about the money, it is sometimes about the impact, and the impact brings the money. So if I say impact, it means underscore there is money in there, because the impact brings the money sometimes. So yes, without further ado, I think this is my last slide. I would like to arrest my case here, or should I say I rest my case? Any of them, just take one. Okay, so
Yeah,
thank you
rest.
very much.
Wow, that was great, and that was very, very deep. I think those who have gone through the Monetize Your Hobby YouTube video would have probably gotten some of these points earlier, and they were more explained here. Basically, it's not about the money, it's the impact. And one thing you should know is that when you get the impact, the money will come. He said some things, and I would like to reiterate them before I ask for questions. He said, technology is a rod in your hands. You can transform it into what you want. Technology is a rod in your hands, an iron rod. When you put it on fire, when you learn the skills and put that technology on fire, you can use it for whatever that you want. And it's going to always okay. So, Maoli, thank you very much for the great presentation. I will ask that if you could mention some tech skills not heard of, some tech skills they can develop. You can just mention a few so that they'll jot them down in probably some websites that you can search for
Okay.
those.
Okay.
And if you
Thank
have a
you.
question, you can raise your hand so that
Okay. So for test skills, there are a lot of them. At it as a universal set. So just hitting some, you can be a digital marketer. Okay. So unlike you going to shops on going to people's places and looking at areas to share, the kind of words to use that when people are searching your product that you are advertising come up. So that is one thing, digital marketer. You can be an a virtual assistant. You know, some of us have gone through secretarialship works and we're having this work to be a secretary. You can opt to be a virtual secretary or virtual assistant. So instead of you being in somebody's office, you can be in a house and you'll be working as a virtual assistant. And also you can also go into what do you call it? Freelancing. Freelancing is basically working online for people. So some people pay you to write articles for them. Some people pay you to write blog posts. Some people even pay you to watch videos. Some people pay you to test their systems up and give them feedbacks. That's one of, and that's another area. You can also go into my area like this software development, where you build mobile applications, web applications, or desktop applications for people, so that you also get your coins. And also video editing, content creation. Like even this PowerPoint, there's somebody who has made it his work that he or she just designs PowerPoint presentation with a sleek touch that once you look at it, you can't take off your eye. So those are some of the skills that you can really take it up, and you can be, you can be making some decent lifestyle from life income from. So yeah, thank you very much, Joe.
thank you very much. So if you have questions, you can post your questions or just raise your hand so that we'll handle the questions. Our time is fast spent. We didn't start actually on time, but we've exceeded the 9 o'clock. Tomorrow we'll have another session. So if you have questions, kindly raise your hand and the floor is open. No question? All right. So thank you very much for joining Monetize Your Hobby 2.0. And it has been a great one here. I'll encourage that you prepare for tomorrow's session. It's also going to be another field session with great insights from Olivia Kipo. She's currently online and she's prepared to deliver tomorrow. She was a student who started farming, and currently, even though she's working, her farm is still ongoing and she's doing a great work in a farming or agriculture business sector. So I don't want you to miss tomorrow. This has been impactful. And if you have questions, the all the presenters are on the page. You can ask them directly, or you can basically put it on the page. Whoever that has an answer will answer you. Thank you very much for joining the session, and we'll meet tomorrow again at 8 o'clock p.m. Until then, good night.
Everybody, good night. That's a wonderful evening.